Yeah, that's definitely something you need to take in as a player, is throw your ego and arrogance out the window. You're going to be taught a lot of things by much better players than you. And that's the breaking point of a lot of Siege players. They can either say, oh, fuck this, fuck that, and rage all day, or they can control themselves and learn from their own mistakes and learn from what enemies did to capitalize on their mistakes. What is going on, guys? 821 Mayo here, and today I'm bringing episode number 22 of the Viewer VoD Review series. You can find links to all my social media down below in the description, as well as links to my Patreon and my tip video playlist. Now, Patreon is a new thing that I'm bringing to my channel. If you do want to become a member, that is great. The main reason why I made my Patreon was so I could have more one-to-one interactions with my viewers and fans. So if you have any questions that you dyingly need someone to answer, or you want my opinion on that topic, then join the Patreon fam, and I'm more than happy to answer those questions. With all of that being said, let's jump into the VOD itself. Alright, so this VOD was submitted by Kaiju, I believe I'm saying it properly. So let's go over the bans real fast, because firstly you can see that Maverick is up, and we're on Clubhouse. So, well, you can't see it, but we're on Clubhouse and Maverick is up, and you guys are also on Attack. So those are really, Maverick being open on a Clubhouse on Attack is very, very good for your attacking half of the game. So they banned Thatcher, sorry. You guys banned Monty. If you have a good Monty player, I would definitely keep him up if you could. Because again, taking CC control, a huge part of taking that control is taking garage control. And then you guys wanted to ban Echo, no surprise there, and the defenders banned Mira. But yeah, try to leave Monty open a little bit more. And it's also good that you guys didn't ban Maverick, because you guys are starting on Attack, so you let that slip through, or the defenders let that slip through. So that's something in your favor that's already really, really strong on this map. One thing I would say so far is bringing Thermite is kind of not needed, just because you have the Maverick open. So bringing the Hibana would be a little bit better, so that way you can open the garage panel walls and things like that. Now, bringing Thermite is good for basement if they do go church armory, but it is fairly common for defenders to go CCTV and cast room first for the first defender round. So they did go CC.
We all did mistakes.
Alright, so first mistake I see, as I just said, you guys spotted the bomb in the first 10 to 20 seconds of prep phase, and you're still driving your drone up the stairs. So you're probably going to lose your drone here unless you take it out the drone hole. Okay, so you spotted the bandit. Alright, so, but my point still stands. If someone was top red, your drone is probably dead. So definitely something that you kind of should break the habit of, is just kind of losing a drone in the prep phase for no reason. Because it really shouldn't happen.
They might spawn Legion is stuck in oil pit. Legion is stuck in oil pit. Just pre-fire the fucking door. Pre-fire the fucking door. He's gonna die.
Yo, quick emote, can you have an LMG?
Oh my god, almost.
There's always an impact. Right, boys.
Alright, so that is a huge mistake. You are way too exposed. Yeah. Putting that out that far, there could be someone hard left of the door, and you could have died to it. I mean, we are playing ranked at the end of the day, so people do rat things in ranked. So something you kind of would want to pay attention to. Also, another thing about this claymore on garage door. So when you are placing a claymore on a common runout spot, it is usually best to place the claymore opposite side of whatever position you're going to be playing. So for this instance, you're most likely going to be on the CC plat, which is a platform, on the CC wall. So placing the claymore on the side that you're playing on is not good. What you can do and should do for everyone is place it on the opposite side of what you're playing, so that way the defenders either run through the claymore and die, or if they know the claymore's there, they have to shoot the claymore and then do a complete 180 while running out at the same time. So it's going to give yourself a little bit more of an advantage, to the point where that advantage might be the difference between you dying or living, or a teammate dying or living. So something that you should start doing with claymores in the future is definitely place them on the opposite side of whatever position you're playing.
This time forget the wall.
Alright, so I'm expecting this Maverick to Mavwell the wall, just because there's really no reason he shouldn't. Maverick is an operator you should definitely practice with, because his skill gap is very... He's one of the hardest, he's the hardest hard breacher to use. So, you just heard the Legion or the Rook impact the Claymore, so you're holding the angle, that's good. You know a little bit about sound cues and what certain things sound like. Alright, so Maverick is dead. They might bandit trick your... Okay, so you... Okay. Okay, so this is something you need to pay attention to. I'm not sure if your teammate communicated it or not. But Capito is also an extremely strong operator on this map. And what he just did was key. He just fired off this entire area. So the right side of the wall is bandited, of course. I mean, that's fine. But you just heard the Capito firebolt detonate or ignite on the left side of the CC wall. So as soon as you hear that, even if he doesn't communicate it, put your thermite charge down, because there's a window there where it's very crucial that you take that opportunity up, which you did. Alright, so now your next priority should be taking garage control. Okay, that's a huge thing. That CC wall not being reinforced is very, very good for you guys. So you need to be droning the person Rafters. You need to be wall banging like that, and you need to be trying to pressure him out of the position, because if he goes prone from you spamming that CC Rafters wall, then we need to have someone else pressure him out of that prone position. Alright, so you're droning Rafters, which is good.
Watch out, cache. I think one cache.
You're droning things out. You do have a second drone, so if this drone does get shot, you always have the option of...
Alibi unknown. I think it's alibi.
No, alibi isn't there. Alright, you heard one construction, one red. So, if you hear one construction, I'm not sure if that Capitao is still CC window. But if you know someone's construction, it is very common for... It is very common for that person to run out construction window and peek the CC window, which you're looking at right now, which denies the default plant where you were just planting. So something to pick up on this map. Another thing you should be doing right now is droning with your injured self. Because right now you're in a 1v1, and you could be giving free intel right now. Sacrifice the KD. KD doesn't mean anything. Just don't worry about the KD. Just start crawling around, because you're probably going to die either way. You might live, but... I mean, you're literally on top of the diffuser, so he's probably going to kill you. Which he didn't, actually. But yeah. Definitely sacrifice the KD and just go start crawling around.
I was sprinting towards me as I got off the plant.
Bandit, you crazy. What happened? Yeah, how did he die from the scene?
I mean, he picked up. I went for the top breach with Maverick, and he fucking picked off his bandit charges, chucked a C4 into the small gap, and blew it up.
And then put his bandits back on. Well, he put one back on.
Alright, let's see what your team does this round to counter this bandit. That Maverick shouldn't be dying, honestly. I don't see why he would want to go and repel. Because with C4s and Maverick, it's a line of sight base. So pretty much if you can see the Nitro can probably kill you, if not injure or deal a lot of damage. So that's something to take into into your mind for the future whenever you do want to Mav trick or make a wall self with Maverick. Alright, let's see if you put down the same Claymore. Yeah, you do. Yeah, that Claymore, it can be shot so easily. That's such a sloppy Claymore. That Claymore could be shot so easily. They don't even need to impact that claymore.
Should we
They
try
could
the-
walk up to the door, have another teammate shoot to mask the sound of their gun, and probably kill
Yeah,
one of
get
you.
the concussions ready? Are you ready?
Yeah,
Go.
I'm ready.
Nice. We're so good at that.
Oh, you got the breach?
Yeah.
Alright,
It takes one Sophia stun and one thermite shot.
so what you did was really good and pretty common to do, but you need to make sure that you drone the door before you do that. But looking at the defense, I can already tell this is these are inexperienced players, because not only is the rafter wall not reinforced again, but if they know that you're thermiting this wall, they should be barricading the top red door going into CC, because that counters the Zofia stun. Now your team still does have the option of Capitao to flame off the door, or sorry, the wall, but definitely not good to just waste a Zofia stun because you were so careless to the point where you didn't drone the door. So that's something your teammate needs to take into account, and sort of you, because you might be put in that situation the Zofia was in. And another thing to touch on with the Zofia concussion and canceling the bandit animation, she shot it too early, because you need to bait out the bandit tricking the wall. So
Someone in top red.
if you know a bandit's tricking the wall, which of course he is because he did it last round, you need to go through the
Bandit just fucking swung the breach.
you need to go through the animation of putting the bandit battery down, because he needs to hear the sound cue, so that way you get him while he's in the animation, so that way he has no chance to recover, because just then your Zofia concussion before you even went through the animation of putting the thermite charge down. So that bandit, if you wanted to, and if he had enough balls, he probably could have tricked that. And you died there because you are on rappel. The bandit clearly hears the rappel sound cue and like you shuffling and things like that. And you were on the most common rappels. So I mean that's a pretty. I mean you should be kind of expecting that. It's better to just play on the platform of the breach, so that way you have a lot more options, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. And that rafter wall is soft again, so this Zofia should be impacting it, or you should be spamming it. As soon as you get the CC breach open on this map, you need to be taking garage control, and especially if the rafters wall is soft, because that garage player has no other option to play it unless he goes prone. If he is crouched or standing and you just keep spamming the wall while he's being constant pinged, he's either going to be injured or killed by some point.
Very difficult.
I can try to open.
Do not go into.
So you're saying you're gonna buck the
I'll
nitro? It's gonna be
solve
it'd be hilarious if you died to it.
I'll make it drop on his head. Is it prepped at the default? Well, it's definitely not at default anymore.
Jaeger dead. Tried to do some random ass fucking stupid bitch ass.
I'm droning for this C4 so I can get it for your boys.
This Mav got one kill and he's
Never
popping
mind.
off, bro. He sounds like an
Alibi
MW2 lobby.
fucking stood in the hallway.
Holy shit.
I'm top blue.
Alright, these buck holes are horrible.
You just
One in blue.
Yeah, these are horrible. What are you doing? You're opening up the whole floor.
I'm not baiting it, I'm just destroying all of the floor so he can't fucking actually use it.
Open in gym.
What?
One is in blue box.
When you're doing vertical play, you need to have hot spots of where you're gonna open.
Open in logistics.
You don't want to open the whole fucking floor, cause now look, you only have one shell.
Okay,
What if you
nice.
have to make a rotate between rooms? What if you have to do this or that? Like
Pushing top
opening
blue.
that much of the floor, and you didn't even open that much of the floor. You only opened the first layer. You need to be
Inside.
almost over top of the hole that you want to make. Like you can't just buck the floor and expect the whole floor to be open. You need to know map knowledge in order to apply proper vertical pressure of common spots defenders sit in, of common rotates, of common angles. Those are the basics of vertical play, not bucking the whole floor. Because I'm seeing a shitload of spots where you didn't even buck, like in the hallway, like top main stairs.
I might just drop in kitchen.
There are so many spots that you missed out
Right,
just
one
because
blue.
you carelessly use your buck
Right,
ammo.
Behind you, behind your drone.
Also, getting on drone there is not good either, because right now
Dead.
they have a mute. Well, they had a mute when you got on your drone, but they had a mute and a bandit, and you're getting on cams right next to a hole which sound propagates through, and if anyone hears you get on that cam, then you're dead. It's as simple as that. Now, is anyone gonna be an armory? When the hatch is open and you bucked a majority of the floor? Probably not, but it is ranked. Again, you have to expect the unexpected. Like that bandit wide swinging you on rappel when you were CCTV. You have to expect things like that in ranked. So, not a good spot. It'd be much better if you went outside meat freezer. It would take you an additional 3 to 5 seconds just to make sure that you didn't die to something stupid.
Church.
Church.
Blue rotate. Good job.
Good round.
I'm blind. Holy shit.
Listen to callouts.
Yeah.
Got 2 kills
I
off of it.
droned Killed the guy I saw on my drone. If I put a shield there, you can't get stunned when you're trying to throw it.
I need one more over here.
Yeah, I'll get that.
That doesn't make any sense why you put that shield there. That shield is useless. Firstly, the shield is completely wrong. You have to put the shield in the doorway, like attached to the doorway. And secondly, K doesn't have an animation.
I'm holding.
K doesn't have an animation of putting something down. He either holds it in his hand or it's not in his hand.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. Bandit has a proper animation. Just like planting, just like putting down a thermite charge. Just like putting down a breaching charge, things like that. Things that you have to interact with. But with Cade, you throw it or you don't throw it. It's as simple as that.
I don't know.
Yeah, if they Zo stun,
Hold on,
it'll probably get someone.
Watch out logistics, there ain't
I'm gonna
logistics
try
quality, I think.
something. I'm gonna try gassing thermite as it comes up.
Twitch.
Twitch not destroyed. I destroyed one Twitch.
I should probably put the shield.
I'm gonna watch construction for us.
Needs to be attached, yes. There you go.
Hey, one extra.
What? Inside?
Yeah, I told you to watch construction.
Alright, your teammate got the refrag, which is
Keep
good.
watching Rafter. Keep watching Rafter.
Sounds like
Yeah, putting that shield there is useless.
You can fucking see me and I can't see.
Hear you. I have the cam in garage.
One more.
Ah, fuck.
Yo, I don't know why your guys aren't reinforcing the rafters wall, bro. Y'all are trolling if you don't reinforce that shit.
They're trying to clear the
Like, straight up.
lead.
That is a necessity. The CC wall, bottom garage walls, and rafter walls are
Full
necessities.
white, so-
Cache walls aren't a necessity. Construction single planar wall aren't a necessity.
Fucked the clearing it.
Jackal in logistics. Bottom red maybe.
Ash has used both the charges. But
Okay, you should know that the Twitch and the Ash are
Jackal below.
worse CC window at least by now. The buck is below trying to get the Cade off the wall. You're peeking through, which, I mean...
Jackal dead.
Okay, that's Jackal. There's still a buck down there, so you should be expecting a second player.
Yep.
It's an Ash and a buck, okay.
I have lounge.
What?
Lounge.
Oh no, it's a thermite. Oh, the Jackal was using a shotgun. That sounded a lot like,
Injured.
that sounded a lot like, Buck Skeleton Key. I have the sound really low in my headphones, so it's not very easy.
Yeah.
This game's
For
fucking
me to-
easy, man.
This game's easy.
What is going on?
But yeah, I mean, you did a good job by,
Freeze.
using the enemy's holes against them. By the way, that Jackal was not shotgunning in the right spot. That was completely off. He was trying to get the Cade off the wall. Alright, it's a 3-1 split, or it's a 3-1 round differential, and we're halfway through the video. So, I'm probably not going to do this whole VoD, but I'm assuming you guys probably throw in some form. I don't know why the enemies didn't bring a Maverick. Maverick is so strong on this map. He breaks this map in any way possible. If you Cade Dirt and Thatcher or Callie's band, you can Mav the wall. If they Cade Moto Hatch, you can Mav the hatch. If they Cade Stock Hatch, you can Mav the hatch. If they Cade Bottom Garage, you can Mav the wall. If they Cade CC wall, you can Mav the wall. Jacuzzi. I mean, like, how many different ways does Mav break this map? He counters every single wall denial in the game. If you have Mav open on Clubhouse and you don't break him on attack, what is wrong with you? Practice with Mav, people. Maverick is such an important operator, and it's pretty much free map control on this map at least.
Yeah, I can make one.
Some other maps, same deal.
I've got a feeling I see this person on this C4 and just try
Like
to-
Theme Park is also a good example. I'm trying to think of competitive maps. Cafe, sort of. Oregon, also a really good operator.
I think one rushing blue.
Definitely something to practice. Because a lot of people don't know how to play Mavin, especially in ranked, and it's sad. Because he's not as hard as you think. It just takes practice. Everyone just wants to shoot people, but there's no reason. Alright, so you're pre-placing 2 nitro cells in kitchen.
Heartbeat them, I have no idea.
And I would say don't do this, but you have 4 nitros, so I mean they're expendable by this point. You have a lot of nitros to work with, so it's not that big of a deal if you do lose 1 or 2 and you don't get anything from it.
One more main, one more main.
What? Okay, blue stairs.
Ledge. Are you dead pirate now?
No, I'm still alive.
Where?
Blue.
Blue.
Blue stairs.
Sorry, I had to blow it.
It's fine. Yep, inside is inside.
Alright, you're getting way too focused on pulsing main stairs.
Blue armor.
Let me pause the video here. Yeah, but you're getting way too focused on pulsing a certain area. You're like, oh, there's a nitro cell here that's pre-placed. We're gonna get a kill out of it. But the fact is, you died because you were worried way too much about it. If you don't see anyone in an area when you're on pulse for like 10, 20, 30 seconds, if you're sitting in one area pulsing the same spot over and over and over and over, hoping to see someone and hoping to get a nitro cell kill, it's not going to happen, especially when we're a minute 40, a minute 50 into a round. Like, if they're not in kitchen already or near it, they're probably not going to go there for a while. So when you are playing Pulse, don't get focused on one position, because what just happened is a prime example of what will happen most likely. You're not feeding your team intel because you're so focused on one position. If you don't see someone for like 20 seconds in an area where they should be, they're probably not going to be there for a while. So you should go to a different area, like bottom main, how you saw, dirt, or blue, or bar, moto, things like that. Because you allowed this sledge to walk in because you weren't pulsing different areas. So it's something to take into consideration the next time you play Pulse, and honestly for anyone. I'm not the greatest Pulse player, but it's a very basic thing to do. Don't get focused so much onto a point where you start lacking and losing focus on a more important area where the intel should be looked at, I guess, in a sense. Or use Pulse in a different area, pretty much what I'm trying to say. Alright, 3-2. Still match point. So you guys could win this round. Actually, no, I'm trolling. You're not going to win this round because the video is still 20 or 12 minutes long. Now, I'm assuming you guys are going Arsenal again. Yeah, so you're going Church Arsenal again.
Keep them blue if you want.
Bringing the smoke is really good on this map, or sorry, this bomb site. Because he can stall a lot of different areas, and there's a lot of different doors and choke points where smoke is very, very useful on.
If I throw it on the bomb, I think the smoke will reach. But I'm not.
Again, you have Pulse,
I'll get it.
Cade, and Mute. So that's good. Cade is very good, especially if the team isn't bringing Maverick like they are.
Do something really
Because it pretty much denies any hatches
I'll
being
get
open.
blue to
I'm
add
assuming,
protection.
yeah, was this before Callie came out? I'm not sure. Because when you were playing Buck, you had nades, so I'm not sure when Callie came out. She came out in
Wait, my fucking...
whatever season that was. I already forgot. But
my claw doesn't get destroyed by this. Oh no, I just dropped.
But yeah, using Cade on this map is really strong. This is a weird champ.
Right, there's a shield on main stairs, which means they can't
Drop
get in.
blue.
Are they drop blue?
Drop oil pit, I mean.
What is this?
Yeah, they dropped blue.
What am I witnessing?
Why now?
You're one nade away from dying. Like, I understand the thought process, but this is probably not gonna work.
Look what I'm doing.
And if it does work, then I eat my own words. This shield could be used in so many more important areas, like blue, like church bar,
Oh shit.
like dirt, like K9,
I'm in track by
or
track.
AK rack, like long haul.
He's in.
And those are off the top of my head.
Coming down.
So many more important
Sophia.
areas where this shield could be used in.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Okay, I've just, I
Did
don't
you-
know how I've just died, but she's upstairs.
Watch.
Alright, one thing I'm noticing about you, like, for example, when we go back to the bandit wide swinging you, and you're like, oh, he's just wide swinging breach, and now, you're saying, what the fuck, and you're saying, I don't know where I just died from, and out of spite of arrogance, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but you're being arrogant, because you're just skipping the kill cam instead of learning. Clearly you didn't know that area of the staircase was soft, and that's how you died. They droned you, they jackal tracked you, they saw the shield was there, they assumed you were playing that position, they Zofia impacted above you, and they got a free kill. That's what happened. So, instead of you being stubborn and not trying to learn, maybe you should try to learn. Because clearly you didn't know that area of the map was destructible, and you could have learned something very important, but instead you just skipped the kill cam and you were just kind of denying the fact that you just got killed from something that you didn't know about. So yeah, that's definitely something you need to take in as a player, is throw your ego and arrogance out the window, because you're going to be taught a lot of things, and just by looking at the way you play, you're going to be taught a lot of things by much better players than you. And that's the breaking point of a lot of Siege players. They can either say, oh, fuck this, fuck that, and rage all day, or they can control themselves and learn from their own mistakes and learn from what enemies did to capitalize on their mistakes. So, with that being said, definitely learn from your own mistakes. Alright, let's see if you guys reinforce the Rafters wall this time.
No one remembers.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah, we need the reinforcement gear.
I can put one.
I
One
just got
up.
it.
We need two more.
I can put one.
I've got one.
Alright, you guys are learning. Definitely learning. You guys are kind of skimming on the garage reinforcements, but hey, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Definitely. Alright, so the ideal reinforcements, in my opinion, for this bomb site is 2 CC walls,
We don't have
2
rotation.
cache
Yeah,
walls,
I'm coming now.
4 walls bottom garage, top red reinforcement, and then rafter reinforcement. That's 10, right? I can't count. I dropped out of school in about kindergarten, so I have some issues with it.
I can't speak. Ying pushing.
That is a weird cade. I don't know why he would put that there. That's an adjustment that is not needed, but he did it for some reason.
They got the cage
Um,
on the wall.
That doesn't make any sense. Because the last time you guys went here, they went below to try to get the cade, and now he's making holes for them to get the cade.
Got the other cage.
Alright, so they already have Rafters control.
The wall.
They already have CC window control. They're about to have CC control, and they have
They got the wall.
connector control. So
Garage. There's two in garage.
y'all are looking pretty rough right now, if I'm being real. You're worried way too much about smoke canisters right now. You guys need to be getting picks.
That's diffuser.
Okay, that's diffuser, and that's one dead as well. 2v4, you know one's connector. 2v3, one's...
Oh my god, what? Books on my X, behind the shield.
I don't know what you're doing in this situation. You kill the sledge, your teammate kills the Ying.
One rock.
Why you should not be looking in this direction. you're getting flooded with the fact that the enemies have so much more control over so much more control over your team. Like you guys were in a 2v5 situation. Now it's in a 2v3 situation. Now, if you weren't so focused on this area for some reason, you could have killed this buck. I mean, you have a shotgun, and you have one of the best shotguns in the game, and he's a 2-armor. Like, it's a pretty much one-pump kill. So, if your teammate goes in this room, you should not be looking at them. Because you're looking at him like, I'm gonna refrag him if he doesn't get a kill here. Or if he doesn't kill this king. And you didn't even go in with them. So if you are gonna refrag, commit to it. If you aren't, don't commit to it. You're half in, half out right now. You're looking at him, like, seeing if he gets a kill or not. And it pretty much got you killed, and you're probably gonna lose a round because of this. So yeah, don't just look at your teammates when they're killing people. That's weird. Like, you could have won this round. Now it's a 2v3. If you kill the buck, it's a 2v2. Look at that. You completely flipped the round from a 2v5 into a 2v2 even man count. But instead, you wanted to look at your teammate for some reason. You need to be in control of the situation and your emotions, or whatever went through your head here, because, again, this buck...
Oh my god, what?
Like, you
oh,
just...
on my X, on my X.
Like, I don't know why you wouldn't expect him to come that way. Like, clearly they just opened the CC breach. Clearly you knew that Sledge and Buck were top garage, because not only were there 2 pings there, but you saw and heard the Buck shotgun out the Rafters reinforcement. You know, Thermite is going to be CC wall, because he just opened it, and you know one's construction. So you know where 4 out of the 5 players are at, and yet you're throwing that information out the window just because you aren't paying attention enough. Alright, we're on 3-4 match point. You guys just threw a 3-1 lead. So let's see how this this cookie crumbles, if you will. Oh god, dude, you put down the claymore again. Ugh.
Where?
Please fix your claymore placement.
Stock.
That's such a shitty claymore. It really is. I'm sorry, but it is.
Here's stock. Yes, clear it. Goldfish.
What is going on?
I have claymore.
You have a Maverick on Clubhouse when the defenders are CCTV. Why is he not making this wall soft? Right now? Okay, so option A is a straight line to the finish line, okay? And option B is what you guys are doing. There's fucking loop-de-loops on this Hot Wheels track. There's bumps in the road. There's monsters you gotta defeat. There's troll tolls, and you gotta cross the goddamn Canadian border, okay? You guys are going all over the place when you can just simply mav the wall and Zofia can impact it. You guys are wasting so much utility and time when you don't need to. Instead, you could waste that IRL time, example this Maverick, and learn how to Maverick the wall. It's as simple as that.
Oh, my bad.
Oh my god.
C4.
This is a weird champ. Another weird champ.
Mark.
What?
Mark, pick me, man. Holy shit.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna die to your own thermite breach. I was about to lose my shit. You guys are scaring me. I don't know what is going on right now, but this is a monk S. Oh my goodness. Alright. Is the rafter wall soft for the 3rd time in a row? Please peek Rafters. Please.
One Rafters. Just jump
Y'all
down the lounge.
need to take garage control. The wall is soft a 3rd time in a row. This is mind-boggling. You guys don't know what you have in front of you. This is like finding, like, a chest of gold. Like, firstly, you have the Maverick, which is good, extremely good. Secondly, the rafter wall is soft. And thirdly, if the Capital was alive, but unfortunately he isn't,
Where's Mozzie?
you have Capital.
I don't know where.
Also, why are you leaving the breach? Getting breach open on this bomb site is step 1 of any attack. Well, I mean, you can skim by with playing the CC window, but getting the CC wall open is so strong. And you guys got it open in about a minute and 20 seconds. I can't really remember. You guys got it open in about a minute. Last time I checked the time was at 2 minutes. So you guys got the breach open. As soon as you get breach open, there is no reason at all for you to leave that area unless you're in a 1v or in a clutch situation, or you need man count in a different area. Right now, you might have lost the game or the round in the game just because you left this area. Because now, if the defenders realize that no one's on this breach, they have full CC control, and probably no one's on CC window because y'all are downstairs for some reason. They can play CC, and not only that, they can cross back into garage and take that control once again, which you've already cleared because the Maverick killed the Rafter player. So, getting CC control is great for the defenders, and getting Rafters control back again is excellent. Because in order to take cache, CCTV, which I'm assuming you guys are going to want to take, you need to clear top garage. You need to kill that guy. That guy needs to be gone. So never leave the CC breach unless you feel like you absolutely desperately need to. Because there's no reason to. Like, you have no reason to leave that area.
It's top red. Fucked off.
Legion on Rafters.
See,
Rafters
exactly what I said. Exactly what I said.
Oh my fucking god. Top red.
Alright, so to firstly, let's just go over you dying to top red. Never peek top red, because not only do they have the height advantage, but there are a lot of different angles, and especially over the railing of top red. They can get like a little head glitch into, which the area you were in is called swamp. Because it's like a little bit lower, like concaved area, I guess. But that lower part where the lounge stairs go down towards bottom red area and garage stairs and top new blue, that's called swamp. So you're giving him every single advantage. Not only did you pre-fire, which gave him the information that someone's there, bottom red, but you're also giving him the advantage of peeking at a height advantage. Now, to recap what I just said.
Oh my fucks.
Let's go over this. So, someone calls out Legion top garage. So, this Maverick killed whoever was top garage because I heard the call out. And then, this Legion was able to cross back into Rafters. Exactly what I said. Literally to a T. You leaving breach fucked you guys over so bad. So bad. You need to understand points of dominance. You're cutting the bomb site in half. You're cutting off the defense rotations in half. If they want to rotate, they either have to come through master side into cache, or they have to go through lounge, up Rafters, and then try to play top Rafters. Either way, it's a benefit for you, because you're taking time out of defenders and taking the man count off site in order for them to play dominant positions. So you just gave them the round, like, pretty much. Like, you dying to a guy top red, which you shouldn't be peeking, because you shouldn't have left CC in the first place, is what lost you the round.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming this is the end of the VoD, because you're dead, and... yeah, round lost. So, literally, everything I just said about you leaving the Rafters and then taking CC control back, Rafters control back, literally happened. To a T. I predicted everything. Like, you just can't leave CC platform like that. You can't leave plat like that. Like, you just can't. I hope you learned from this. The biggest thing I can tell you is lose your ego and arrogance. Because instead of trying to learn, you're complaining. You're not trying to learn from your own mistakes. And hopefully, I can open your eyes a little bit and show you the way you should be putting that energy. Because you're putting so much energy into raging or saying, why the fuck did he do this? Why did he do that? Oh my god, oh my... things like that. When you could be putting that energy into learning the game. Learning player rotations. Learning points of dominance. Learning position. Things like that. Those are things you need to be focusing on. Because you're focusing on the negative when you don't even realize there's a positive side to this game. The fact of the matter is, you're letting your arrogance overtake your learning experience. To put it to simply put it. That's pretty much the best way I can say it. Yeah, that's all I got. That's the end of the VOD. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, again, there are links to my social media down below, as well as my Patreon. If you liked what you saw here today, consider joining the Patreon. I would greatly appreciate the support. I'm going to answer all of those questions. It's pretty much like a DM. And if you watch my live stream, I get asked a lot of questions on the daily, and I can't always get to them just because there's a lot of different things going on in the chat, so I can't always read messages. So if you do have a dying question or an answer you need from me, then that's the best way to do it. I will give you the utmost attention to whatever question or situation you need answered or explained, pretty much. But yeah, that's going to wrap up episode number 22 of the Viewer VoD Review series. As I said just a bit ago, there are links to my social media as well as my Patreon, as well as my tip video playlist down below. Make sure you guys go check out all of those links. I would greatly appreciate the support. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video.